This is a rapidly changing world. Unprecedented innovations in science and technology, big data, artificial intelligence, cloud computing. A digital wave is sweeping over the entire world and changing our present. Meanwhile, humanity still faces several challenges: climate change, the loss of biodiversity, intensifying desertification, and extreme weather conditions, increasing and occurring more frequently. To protect our home and to achieve sustainability, we need to foster strong international cooperation. We must focus our efforts to promote change and rise up to meet the challenge. Just 120 kilometers west of the capital, Phnom Penh, is the Kampong Speu province, which is known for growing mangoes. The endless green orchards signals a bumper harvest which is sure to be plentiful. Today, the fruit farmer Samba will be sending his freshly harvested mangoes to the nearby Chinese factory. After being checked for size, pests, and sweetness, the sale of Samba's mangoes went smoothly. With the signing of the RCEP, more ASEAN fruits can enter China with zero tariff. This has given Samba more export opportunities. But this was not always so. In the past, his mangoes were repeatedly rejected. Because they used outdated planting techniques, orchards were plagued by pests. The mangoes often varied in sizes and failed to meet acquisition standards. The arrival of Chinese phytosanitary experts brought much-needed change to Samba's orchard.
Right after harvesting, our mangoes go right out. No branches or leaves. They have to be cleaned. You also have to know which area these mangoes were harvested from. What variety are they? You have to keep a record.
From planting, harvesting, and packaging to storage, transport, and export, Chen Qisheng explains China's standards for imported fruits to the farmers of Samba and also shares the methods to achieve these standards.
We must adhere to scientific ways of pesticide usage. The same principles apply to the usage of fertilizers as well. Now, the goal is to establish standard-compliant orchards that apply good agricultural practices and follow a planting and cultivation system that's proper.
Standards, regulations, systems. These three words may seem rather vague and unfamiliar to Samba. But in the laboratory, the fruits varying in quality, sweetness, and color show a difference that can be seen and tasted.
Let me show you and explain the difference. This fruit pulp in my right hand meets the high-quality standards of our factory. You can compare the difference of these two fruit pulps from each other based on their color. This one in my right hand is our highest quality mango. This is the part where we check the quality and measure the size.
Emboldened with more confidence, Samba resolves to transform his orchard. Under this standardized management, his livelihood would not only provide for his family, but also offer prosperity.
Our mangoes are getting much more recognition, and that makes me very happy for the farm. I have plans to expand my farm even more so that I can plant even more mangoes to harvest.
In the Pailin province located in northwest Cambodia, we also see a harvest of longan. This is the third most popular Cambodian fruit exported directly to the Chinese mainland, right after the banana and the mango.
From the province of Pailin, longans are one of the famous fruits exported to China. All the way from Cambodia, you will see that once it reaches China, it won't take long until it's sold out. This longan fruit is one of the three most popular products we export from our country. That is why we have 3 agreements. The ASEAN-China Free Trade Agreement has a total of 15 member countries worldwide. Next one is the RCEP, that encompasses approximately 2 billion people. The third one is the Cambodian-China Free Trade Agreement. This agreement promotes new opportunities for both countries between China and ASEAN, and of course within the region itself.
Since 2013, the different types of ASEAN fruits served on Chinese tables have increased exponentially from 53 to 73. The fragrance of fruits, connects people together, mutually enhancing their lives. As China continues to expand its market globally, more and more nations are also opening their doors to China. In May, Ghana welcomes the arrival of the rainy season. The development of the Port of Tema expansion project is underway. This will be the largest freight distribution center in northwest Ghana. However, the beach where the harbor will be located happens to be the largest nesting site for sea turtles in the Gulf of Guinea. Since the project's initial planning stages in 2016, concerns have been raised that the construction project may result in destruction of the turtle's habitat. In July 2016, a team from the China Harbor Engineering Company arrives in Ghana. Throughout the expansion of Tema Harbor, the Chinese engineering team successfully incorporated measures to protect the surrounding marine life.
Please give me a hand. Come here.
Yan Fa's responsibility is to patrol the coastline surrounding the construction site. Whenever turtle eggs are discovered, a protective barrier is set up around the eggs.
Move over, please. Careful.
Yan Fa is the head of the Ghana Project's Environmental Protection and Social Responsibility Department.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah. Okay. I'll prepare the sand. The sand must be dry.
As the Tema Harbor expansion project took off, renowned Ghanaian sea turtle expert Manessa joined the Chinese engineering team on the coast. To ensure the safety and preservation of the scattered sea turtle eggs, the engineering team on the beach, under the direct guidance of Manessa, has designated a special area to establish a sea turtle breeding center.
So, this entire area here is already outside the construction zone.
I think this area is more suitable.
The gestation period of sea turtles is highly sensitive to the environment. The location must be relatively quiet and devoid of any illumination. The foundation must be made of dry sand and also slightly raised above the surrounding area. While choosing the building materials, the engineering team consciously avoided using any metal.
44 in here. Okay, now we're going to cover this hole with fine sand, okay? Let's get started.
4.
Over at the port, the construction of 4 150,000-ton container terminal berths has already begun in earnest. Meanwhile, at the Sea Turtle Breeding Center, a cluster of sea turtle eggs are waiting to hatch open. After a period of 45 to 60 days, the first batch of baby sea turtles emerge. Throughout the entire construction period, over 17,000 baby sea turtles have successfully hatched here.
Release them, let them go back to the sea. Carefully.
No more trouble.
Yes, no more trouble.
The little ones experience the sensation of seawater for the first time. In a decade or so, they will return to this coast again to mate and lay eggs in an endless cycle of life. From the deep and vast ocean waters to the high rocky mountains and hot deserts, the concept of ecological protection has sparked a global desire for a greener economy. Over in North Africa lies the Kingdom of Morocco. This beautiful country sits on the edge of the Sahara Desert, where sunlight is an abundant resource. This gives rise to a collaboration project between the Moroccan government and the various Chinese electric companies which expect growth by 2025. Having first begun in 2015, this solar power station that was designed and built by the Chinese companies resembles a sunflower blooming in the Sahara. 7,400 heliostats move in sync with the rising and setting sun. The 248-meter tower harvests the dazzling sunlight. This energy project, spanning across 1,400 hectares, is among the world's largest power stations. For its construction, China brings out its cutting-edge energy technologies and shares it with Morocco. Booster station equipment from Shandong, the main transformer from Hunan, numerous cables from Jiangsu, Complete sets of manufactured instruments from Chongqing. China showcases its industry's best equipment on the NOR project. Zhang Le of Shandong Electric Power Construction has dedicated 7 years, immersing himself in this project's development right from its very inception.
Witnessing the project transform from nothing to gradually being built up into the giant it is today gave me a sense of purpose.
The construction of the NOR 2 and 3 CSP plants was completed in 2018. Even after the project was completed, the Chinese team decided to retain a group of maintenance personnel. Zhang Le is among that group.
What's happening here?
The temperature's too high. The air conditioner just stopped working. I don't know what happened.
I'm going to find someone to take a look with me. Wait, so can you go with me to the roof? Help me check the machine for the air conditioning.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Light and heat are essential to this project, but at the same time, they're also extremely damaging to the electrical equipment. In these areas, we need to regulate the temperature and humidity in order to keep them within a normal and reasonable range.
The region basks in 3,000 hours of sunlight per year, with temperatures soaring very close to 75 degrees. Harsh environments with extremely high temperatures can cause damage to the equipment. Dealing with any malfunctions is Zhang Le's primary responsibility.
I think we try our best to make it move, okay?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
You got it?
Okay.
Operational support still continues 5 years after its completion. That is rare in international collaboration projects such as this.
Come on. I've just opened the bypass valve for the water. Let me know when the temperature drops down there.
It's starting to go down now. The temperature's going down.
No matter how good the design is, there will be times like this when its performance will be affected, especially when you're constantly working in these kind of extreme weather conditions. We must come up with more efficient methods based on the equipment we have to achieve the exact results that we are looking for.
Over the course of 2 years, the construction of the NOR plants have generated more than 6,000 jobs for the local community. After operating for 5 years, the Chinese team has also trained a local team to ensure the plants remain functional. This massive project, capable of meeting the electricity needs of over 1 million households, has not only allowed the whole country to bear witness to the wonders of new tech, but has also reinforced their resolve to forge ahead on the path to clean energy. Now in faraway Morocco, Zhang Le, who has been working diligently for 7 years, has also managed to find love while in the Sahara Desert.
He's the perfect person I have met in my life. And he's my superhero.
By the end of 2023, the Chinese team is set to depart from Morocco. Their route back to the mainland will take them through Hami, Xinjiang. In that area, a larger solar thermal project is under construction. Its designer was also part of the team that worked on the NOR project in Morocco. This presents them with yet another chance to gain experience, as well as contribute to the international efforts being made in the field of renewable energy.
As part of the Chinese concept of ecological civilization, there was already a commitment to make the Belt Road Initiative green as possible from the beginning. But now that commitment is even stronger, because it's not just about making the BRI green, it's actually about making the BRI contribute to a global green agenda. And both in terms of climate and in terms of nature.
They say green mountains and lush waters are as valuable as silver and gold. And after that, we have seen a new development trajectory in China. Not polluting growth, but green growth. Not just growth, but high-quality growth. I believe that a green belt road is one of the most, maybe the most, important development path for the entire world in the future.
Since 2013, China, together with 31 other countries, have launched the Belt and Road Green Development Partnership Initiative and established the Belt and Road International Green Development Coalition with more than 150 partners from more than 40 countries. The main objective of this coalition is to jointly contribute to the successful implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals by the year 2030. Bangkok, a city plagued by congestion and pollution. Large amounts of vehicle exhaust is the main source of urban air pollution.
Correct. If you compare it with your
Tanati,
car, I think
56
it's
years
cheaper
old,
than-
has been driving for a ride-hailing service for over 2 years. Recently, he's developed an interest in cost-effective transportation options. He replaced his conventional fuel-burning vehicle with the Chinese brand electric vehicle. Energy vehicles are economically and environmentally friendly. Tanati is very satisfied.
Before I decided to buy a Chinese electric car, I did a comprehensive study and research for about 2 years, comparing the performance of various brands. Some details that I consider is the technology, its energy efficiency, exhaust emissions, and several other factors. In the end, I felt that the Chinese electric cars offer a very competitive price point, and they are very well suited for passenger transportation.
In 2023, Thailand's tourism is set to make a strong comeback. Tanati plans to take advantage of this by purchasing a new vehicle for tour services, which will further grow his business. Thailand is quickly becoming a key market for China's new energy vehicles. The signing of the RCEP has brought about a more open, transparent, and convenient investment landscape. As of now, there are 4 Chinese companies investing in Thailand, with the total investment surpassing 15 billion yuan. And even more companies have announced their plans to enter the Thai market.
We're looking forward to the implementation of our CEP. The import tariffs on parts and components that come from China have been further reduced, thanks to the policy dividends resulting from the BRI. Our company is now enjoying heightened investment confidence and enhanced competitiveness.
With Chinese companies ramping up their investments, as well as pursuing a transition into energy vehicles, the country is improving its investment climate by rolling out a series of supportive investment policies, from offering tax incentives to subsidies made from car purchases.
These Chinese automobile companies are widely recognized as the frontrunners in the global electric vehicle industry. The development of electric vehicles is also an important goal of Thailand, and I believe that the investment of Chinese automobile companies here in Thailand will increase in the coming years.
Afghanistan, a country with a splendid history on the ancient Silk Road, thrown into turmoil by a ceaseless conflict. A majority of its population, more than 85% in fact, live just below the poverty line. Handmade carpets are the cornerstone of Afghan economy. In a factory in Kabul, its director, Walizada, is rushing to prepare goods for an exhibition that will be held thousands of miles away. These items he's preparing will soon be showcased at the 6th China International Import Expo. Ever since his return from the exhibition in 2022, the Import Expo has become his most valuable platform.
As of now, we are 100% planning to participate in the CIIE again because we have achieved good results before. We received new orders according to the new requirements. We also made new designs, created new products, and researched new methods as well.
Everyone in the factory is looking forward to showing these exquisite products, which should bring them even more new orders from the CIEE. Shanghai is more than 5,000 kilometers away from Kabul. Just like Walizada, Feng Hui is also busy preparing for the CIEE. He's in charge of recruiting for the exhibition. He's lost count of how many business trips he's taken.
Overall, the numbers we have recruited for the expo have increased, mostly because we have greatly stepped up our efforts to go abroad, and it has garnered us more interest. So far, we have organized more than a dozen groups to visit.
Held every month in November, the CIIE is known as the world's first import-themed national-level expo. It acts as the bridge that connects China to the global market and allows Chinese consumers to shop around the world without ever leaving their homes. The CIIE has even included in its roster a diverse array of sellers from underdeveloped countries. Every year, the expo provides these sellers free booths to help them tap into both the Chinese and global markets. Because of war, Walizada's carpet factory was at its lowest point for several years. He had to struggle to make ends meet for more than 100 of his workers. His worries had ended up reaching their peak, and in 2022, he applied for a free booth at the CIEE. With the help of the Chinese embassy in Afghanistan, the number of orders he received were far beyond what he could imagine. After returning home with so many orders, Walizada immediately expanded his factory, hired dozens of new weavers, and distributed orders to thousands of family-owned workshops. It was then that the weaver named Ilyas arrived at the factory. In this factory, he was capable of earning up to 7,000 Afghanis per month.
It is exceedingly difficult to find a job in Afghanistan, especially one that pays well. Many of our young don't have any jobs. Carpeting is our livelihood, and we hope we will be able to receive more orders for carpets from China in the future.
From the Asian continent to the heart of Europe, from the East African plateau to the Andes, exhibitors from all over the world have found new opportunities of their own at the CIIE. Young Hai Sam from Africa brought oranges, tangerines, and lemons from his hometown to the first CIIE. His sales doubled within the first year. Spanish businessman Miguel not only opened up a new market for his wine business at the CIIE, he also turned from an exhibitor into an investor and is planning to invest 185 million yuan to build vineyards right on Chinese soil. Garces from the country of Chile is one of the largest local cherry exporters. Ever since the first CIIE, he has never missed a single expo. Currently, the cherries sold by his company to China account for 82% of his total overall sales. In order to better manage this most important market, Garces has moved his family to live in Shanghai.
CIIE is basically the opportunity for foreign companies to show their products to become well known in the Chinese market. We have been part of it. Mr. Xi is very wise. He helps businesses worldwide. He said we needed to be here.
China has an immensely powerful export industry, the world's most successful goods exports industries. And therefore, there could be a danger that China would simply develop its exports and not develop its imports, and therefore it's very good that China has taken very conscious steps, make sure that the trade goes in a two-way direction. And a part of that is by having the import show, therefore China has shown in the real world that it's interested in two-way trade.
The southern foothills of the Himalayas. Every morning, the mountain awakes to the gentle hum of reading. A few years ago, the teachers at Srikari Devi School was provided with brand new and advanced multimedia teaching equipment. But because its internet was slow, the utilization of the new equipment was limited. To learn about the splendid world through the internet is the wish of every child. A China-Nepal optic cable that passes through the Himalayas is being connected from China's Geelong port.
When China's internet infrastructure entered the country of Nepal, suddenly the quality of the internet became very good because the latency is very low.
On a hilltop not far from Srikari Devi School, a new cell tower stands proud and tall. It is one of the 4,186 cell towers built by the joint efforts of China and Nepal Telecom. It is also part of the high-quality 4G network that covers the whole territory of Nepal.
At present, 99% of our cell towers have been officially put into commercial use. Their coverage includes all 77 districts and countries throughout Nepal.
Because of China's internet infrastructure, high-speed internet has revolutionized the way people live, enabling Nepal to keep pace with the rest of the world.
I believe that the high-speed internet connections will enable Nepal to fully develop its potential in all aspects. Once this is achieved, it will definitely strengthen the bilateral relations of the country as well as the economic and cultural relations.
In Lagos, Nigeria, Andrew is a courier rider for a Chinese express delivery company. The advanced internet has brought him this prosperous career, and his income is much more than that of his friends.
Speedup taught me how to do business. Since I signed the bike as independent rider, I manage it as my business.
Everything changed.
Every day, hundreds and hundreds of express motorcycles shuttle through the streets of Lagos. The goods transported in 2-foot-long express boxes have gradually changed from clothing and groceries to high-value electronic products such as mobile phones and game consoles. These small packages bear witness to the changes that digital technology has brought to Nigeria. Ningya Lei is the general manager of the SpeedUp Express branch in Nigeria. He came to Nigeria in the year 2020 and saw an Africa that was completely different from what he had imagined. The number of internet users was growing rapidly, and trade with China was at an all-time high. However, the development of local logistics is far behind the development of cross-border e-commerce.
There's a huge market in between, and when we came in, we realized the demand was high. Companies need to come in and enter this market during this time.
At the beginning, SpeedUp Express had a team of only less than 10 individuals. But almost everyone had a wealth of experience working in domestic express companies back home. They plan to replicate China's well-established logistics models within the local area.
How did local express delivery work? Before we arrived, they used markers to write their name on the box itself. Then the box is then sent by bus, and you had to pick it up at the bus station or the logistics company. After we arrived, we had to copy some of China's more advanced models in express delivery.
Behind every small express delivery label is actually a logistics system that has been carefully and digitally streamlined, which is also a localization plan headed by SpeedUp Express.
Overseas warehouses and local last-mile delivery are what interest me the most.
Gao Chenxiang is currently the person in charge of the overseas warehouse of SpeedUp Express. After 3 years in the business, and after having ordered 3 expansions to the warehouse, he still finds it difficult to accommodate the growing needs of his customers.
Ever since 2022, when our warehouse first started, we've been operating beyond capacity, and many customers' goods cannot come in.
John, a Nigerian, has studied and lived in China for 13 years. It was during this time that he became close friends with Gao Chenxiang.
What's his name?
Krabin.
It was one person only. Now he has even more hands helping.
Yes, it's because of after that problem.
John, who returned to Nigeria 2 years ago, was invited by Gao Chenxiang to become the supervisor of the company's overseas warehouse.
Can we finish all of them today?
With time, you begin to know more about the work, and you start seeing how good the company is, how the work is going. And when you know more about the work, you start feeling happy about the work.
Now 3 years have passed, and the company's overseas warehouse and operations team comprises of over 1,000 people. Relying on local outlets, self-pickup points, and smart lockers, it has formed its own express delivery network.
I would continue my work with SpeedUp. I regard this job as my career, and I hope to see more benefits from SpeedUp.
The digital experience that came from China has enabled Nigeria to have its first logistics conveyor belt, its first scanner, and its very first call center. People can now use their mobile phones to check where their packages are, as well as when they will arrive. The time spent for online shopping has also shortened from 6 months to just 6 days. Because of the addition of Chinese experience, the express delivery industry in Nigeria is becoming more and more developed. At the same time, more and more rural areas are beginning to welcome the joy brought by internet-related technology.
For billions of people, the pace and scale of sustainable development is reliant upon digital connectivity.
The digital Silk Road stretches across the entire Himalayas and bridges the gap between the Asian and African continents, enabling more developing countries. As more and more countries come together and collaborate as one entity, a greener and more sustainable path towards scientific advancements and green development unfold, ushering us towards prosperity.